Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bourbon Note. I'm Greg.
I'm Ben.
And today, is it a bourbon?
It's bourbon.
We're drinking bourbon. All right, Ben, what's this bourbon you promised and you've yet to deliver?
It is, bam, it's a sample from our good friends Brian and Lauren over at Bourbon School.
Hey, we know them.
Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. This is Redwood Empire cask strength. Now, they sent us this sample a long time ago, and they actually sent us 2 of them, and so we did drink the other one in a live stream. We drank a couple of Redwood Empire products in a live stream one night.
Okay.
But it dawned on me that we hadn't done an actual proper review of this one, so we're going to get into it here.
You're implying we're going to do a proper review.
Well, proper. I didn't say it was going to be quality. So this one, so Redwood Empire, we have their products in Minnesota.
Do we?
Yes.
Okay.
I think certain ones are a little bit more difficult to get a hold of. They've got like the regular Burr Rye, which is like, I can't remember what they're all called. But they've got a couple of just regular ones, and then they've got some of their like cask strength releases, which get to be a little more expensive, a little harder to find.
Oh, you think CS stands for cask strength?
That's what I was assuming. What were you thinking?
Well, it's from Brian, and so I was unsure, to be honest.
So this one, I think, from what I can find on the World Wide Web, is that it runs at 116.8. I don't know if these are different batches, but
Yeah,
we're just going to go with that. And aged a minimum of 4 years.
Well, hey, it's a good minimum.
Some other information that we don't have is, do they do their own distillate or do they source it? I don't know.
So is this Redwood Empire, like maybe from California?
It is from California.
Okay,
Yes.
so we at least know that.
I would imagine if they're saying at least 4 years, they're probably not sourcing 4-year bourbon.
Do you think it's from Sacramento? If you watch the channel for a while, you know it's a funny joke.
If you ever watch our live streams, you'll know Greg just came full circle with his Sacramento joke. On the nose, it's really nice, actually.
You know what I'm getting? Cedar. Like
I swear to God, I was just going to say that. I literally was going to wait until you were done, and I was going to say, I'm getting cedar.
I don't think I've ever said that before. It's a nosing note.
That's so funny. Yeah, dead serious. That is literally what I was just going to say.
Huh.
Oh boy, we are on point on this one. In full agreement.
Wow.
I have had cedar notes on other bourbons that have not worked. It works on this one.
Well, so far so good. Yeah, I really like it so
There's
far.
some cedar and caramel.
Sure, brown sugar, a tad.
All right, well, let's get into it.
Traditional bourbon notes.
Cheers. Ooh.
So that has like, let's say 10 really interesting flavor notes and 1 really bad one.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you getting that's bad?
Oh, I don't know. It tastes like a used penny.
When you say used,
Like handled.
when you say handled,
I don't know. Like I don't know. There's.
I thought you were going to say like inserted next or something.
There's an interesting note. I don't know what it is. It's grainy, maybe. I don't know. I need another sip.
I really like that. I'm not getting a bad note off of that. It drinks every bit 116.8 proof. It's hot.
Maybe higher.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
This
possibly.
is a hot bourbon.
It has a lot of really interesting flavors, and there's just one bitter note that kind of brings at the.
I can see where you're going with like a slightly bitterness to it, but I think it works for this.
Yeah,
one.
totally. Like I'm not totally hating on it.
Well, you said it was really bad, so that.
Well, really, the rest is really good. Like.
Okay, so a good and then really good? Is that what you meant by really bad?
No, it's bad. Like it's noticeably weird.
Okay.
Which this channel is occasionally known for being.
What's interesting about when I say it's hot, it drinks the proof, but it's not just. Sometimes you get not just an alcohol bite, you know, the sharpness from the extra alcohol, but literally like a heat. Like temperature-wise, it makes your mouth hot.
Huh.
You know, almost like there's some cinnamon or you've just had like
Sure.
eaten some Red Hots or something. Like this is a hot bourbon.
Not
getting cinnamon notes off of it, but I'm really, really enjoying this.
This is really what I would call a whiskey gate kind of whiskey, where there's a lot happening.
Yeah.
And you take your time, and every sip's going to be different, and just go slow with it and really enjoy it.
Yeah.
And even some of the bitter notes, like, that's life. You have to work your way through those. But at the end, there's a reward.
I think that I would say if they're doing their own distillate, if this is their own thing at 4 years, this is great. Like they're on to something.
Okay.
Now I know they've been around for a while. I was going to say they're off to a good start, but they've been around, for a while. I've had the other products of theirs we liked. And so I think this is a brand I need to explore a little more of.
And you said that they're available in Minnesota, but maybe just like their
some of them are,
their
yeah.
basic.
There's like the Grizzly Beast is available here, and I know it's kind of one of their higher tier ones that you start getting up to. I think this one is like $80 from what I could see on the internet. But I think that's $80 is a lot for a bourbon.
There's some competition at that point, no doubt.
But a lot of times you get craft distilleries, and again, I'm just going to assume that they're doing their own distillation.
Yeah.
Because if it's 4 years...
It's impossible to know otherwise, so you might as well.
It's impossible. But if this is, at least 4 years, it's probably pretty close to 4 years. If it was at least 5 years, they would have said that.
Well, if it's a big distillery, it would be 4 years and 12 minutes.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
There's somebody with a stopwatch saying, get this in a bottle now.
But I would say for the age on this is really impressive. And if they're able to get this out at 4 years, they're doing a really good job of that.
Totally.
And the $80 price point, with a lot of craft distilleries, they'll put stuff out a little bit early, sometimes before it's maybe ready, just because they need to get product going. And so sometimes you get craft bourbons that are a little more on the expensive side, and they don't drink at that level. This one, I think...
This one shows up.
Yeah, this one shows up, for sure. I mean, you got to make the decision if you want to spend $80 on a bottle. But.
Yeah, and assuming the CS stands for cask strength, it's totally worth it.
Yep, absolutely. Well... You know what? We're just gonna end this right here. This has been Redwood Empire Pipe Dream Cask Strength, courtesy of our friends over at Bourbon School, Brian and Lauren. Go check out their channel and please give them a subscribe.
Totally.
I'm Ben.
I'm Greg. Till next time. See you next time.